a go at that bit. This is where guitar careers often begin and end, in the bedroom. The guitar, you know, is really awkward to learn because it's difficult to find exactly the notes you want among all the frets. It usually takes an awful lot of painful hunting around. But my guitar here just could help me. Have a look at that. Very pretty, but also very useful. All these dots are light-emitting diodes which are embedded into the neck, and they show you where to put your fingers to play a note. And programmed into here is every scale, chord and note a budding guitarist ever needs to know. If I want to see where a note is, I just select a note down here, and then my scale, that's on A flat, will go to B, and then anywhere on the neck I can find out where the B's are. And it doesn't stop at that, because amongst the 12 different types of scale programmed into here, there's a blues scale. Blues scale is often used in blues, of course, and rock and roll. And so now if I dial that in, and I'm in the right key, so playing any one of these patterns here should help me sound a lot closer to Mark Knopfler's finest fretwork. Let's have another go at it. Let's listen. Yeah, well, it's sort of there. The right notes appeared, but what really matters is putting them together in the right order. Don't suppose Mark Knopfler would be very impressed. Would you, Mark?
Well, I've seen a lot worse. Howard.
How should it sound?
Well, it's so mine goes up and down. It's
okay.
not just down all the way.
Ah, brilliant. But of course you can always get it right because you wrote it. Come over here if you would. You've been playing around with this new piece of technology. What do you think of it as a way to teach someone how to play the guitar?
Well, I'm suspicious of appliances. I have problems with things with lights that flash. I've got a toothbrush that's got one light. I'm getting to like that, so I might get into this.
How do you use this then?
Well, you just, you simply dial in whatever it is that you need. There we've got different scales and different chords, any chord that you like. If you take, this is really how I learned to play, is just playing the same shapes. I mean, these from that last song. That's really how I learned to go falling asleep playing. You know. I mean, your fingers are basically going, you start very slow, of course. And that's how I learned to do it, just falling asleep and ending up on the floor, really, with a guitar on top of me.
It also does chords as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you just take the chord, you just switch it from scales to chords there. Choose a chord, any chord. There's A, and then it all lights up just like magic.
I'll put it on the major scale.
Right, there we are. And there's, so these three little lights down here. I mean, it doesn't tell you where to put your fingers, but there we've got an A there. And then there's one waiting for us up here, and you just cover him up, and it sounds pretty much the same. And then up here, it's exactly the same thing again, you know, waiting for us, another one up here, and so on and so forth.
Why is it important, though, to be able to get the same sound from different parts of the neck?
Well, I found when playing in trios and things early on, you have to play lead bits and accompanying bits. It really helps to be able to, otherwise you're belting up and down, you're getting cramp, and, you know, it all ends very sadly.
So if you're working at one end up here, you don't want to have to...
Right, you know, just to be able to play the same lick here, you know, to be able to play it... so you just play the same thing pretty much, but in different positions. Right. It is important.
Who do you think might find this most useful? It's quite expensive.
Well, it wouldn't be for me because I'm not really a join-the-dots sort of a player, but I think music schools, it's got a real future in music schools because you don't really need a chord book.
Right.
I mean, except that the chord books do tell you which fingers to use, but right. the guitar teachers would do that, and I think for serious jazzers and people like that, I mean, look at these scales here. You've got Mixolydian, Dorian, Locrian, Phrygian. So I think for all the Phrygian freaks, it's a real, it's a real
bewildering stuff. Mark, would you like to play something for us of your own taste, and you can have the lights on or off?
Well, if all the lights are on there, I just start to cry, and then I can't see my chords through my tears. So I think the best thing to do would really be to turn it off, and then the noodling sort of stuff really is just what I fall asleep doing. You know, it's just until I end up on the floor. It is like that.
Fantastic. Hey, Mark, any chance of me having an audition for the band?
Any chance of having an
Yeah,
audition
yeah,
for the band?
yeah.